Creating Connections Podcast, episode 35 today. Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
And Certified Personality Trainer Vickie Musni.
We are on location at Longfellow's Hotel here in Saratoga Springs, New York. We're speaking for the event Sales for Event Pros. And
how did this tour get the same name as your book? Sorry, that was...
It just did. What? It just did, I guess.
So convenient for you.
And I think that actually came about is part of the reason why we're having this podcast here today.
It is.
And that is because you never know when you're going to make a connection. I believe it was 2011, maybe 2012, that I spoke at Atlantic City for the first time for the DJ Expo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I first met Mark, the Adirondack Albany Wedding Association president, and also the Adirondack Albany ADJA president. And that's why we're here. Because Mark made a comment to me at some point, hey, I want to make sure I got to get you to Albany. I got to get you to Albany. I got to get you to Albany.
And here we are.
And here we are. We're at Albany.
I love how we had to get you to Albany and I got to be here too, though. So.
Well, that's because Mark asked me, what speaker would you like to bring on tour with you to Albany?
No, I remember when he first posted the question to you, and it basically was getting to the point that whose messages make sense with what you teach. And I think that's the heart of this partnership, is because so much of what we say and what we teach and what we believe overlaps.
Absolutely.
And,
what Vickie talks about in Personalities for Business with her book really dovetails well into the first step in the sales process for Sales and Solutions. And that is researching your client. And
I think we also both share there's a potential for misconception. Oh, you teach sales. You teach people how to be manipulative. And,
oh God, no.
And and people, I get the same thing of personalities. Oh, you teach people how to understand personality types so you can control them. So you can, no, it's so we can create connections.
It's so you can create connections, and also so that you're better prepared to help them with their situation. I talk about research your client in the Sales and Solutions workshop, and even for the Creative Consultations Reloaded seminar we're giving here today. People think, oh, well, you're researching your client, and then you're going to say something in the meeting, and it's going to look like you're a stalker. No, it's not what this is about.
Well, and I'll give away one thing that I emphasize in my workshop, and I talk to people, I said, hopefully you are an expert at your business.
Yes.
You should know lots of different things that you could talk about your services, about what you do, about your process, about how you take care of people, past events that you've been successful at. You should know all of that stuff. But understanding personalities will help you sometimes figure out where to start or where to take that first conversation, where you go first, and you even mention it when you teach that there's 6 main components to the sales process, and you don't necessarily have to do them in order. No. And a lot of times the personality assessment and understanding that perspective and what those people are actually looking for and what's going to really resonate with them most, you want to get to that point in the conversation as early as you can.
I would agree with that.
And whether it's a first meeting or a consultation.
Because when you find out what resonates with them most, then you're able to create a strong connection. And again, all sales is find the need and fill it, help them with a solution to their problem. Hence the hashtag, Sales is Solutions, and sales is your solution. And I think that is so key.
Just personalizing.
Yeah, personalizing the
conversation and the experience, exactly.
And I think I was talking with a fellow disc jockey entertainer recently, and walking me through his process and how every single client he meets goes through this certain process. I think it is a good thing that every single client gets to see a process, because then you're eliminating the option of, hey, well, I never got a chance to see that for my wedding.
Yeah, or you don't forget to share something you wanted to say or something like that.
But I think it's really important to take that next level step of that and personalize that experience to them.
I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute, because some of those people that have those set processes in place, that's part of their personality.
Yep.
That's part of how they function best.
Absolutely.
So on the one hand, they're being true to who they are. And in some ways, maybe a step closer to finding a good fit client-wise, because they're going to find people that like the predictability and that know they're, getting the full picture. So it's not for me.
Right.
I want, I need a little more spontaneity in the conversation. I want it to just feel a little bit more of a free flow back and forth. And yes, I still have my points I'm trying to hit.
You need to understand your business as well. So who is your target client? Literally map it out. Age, work, play, likes, dislikes, music, all these things. Literally, who is that target client? And maybe there's a huge market for that in your area. Maybe it's slimmer. So if you find yourself in a slimmer, then you really need to adapt yourself.
And it's going to look very different for the people that are single ops versus those that are multi-ops, like the conversation we were having earlier today.
Yes.
With a staff of 15, averaging 8 events on a typical peak season weekend. Of course, that sales manager can approach sales different.
Yes.
But hopefully, they're looking at it and saying, okay, what can I understand about this person's personalities, their wants, their needs, their, what is their solution, and then matching them to the correct member of the team.
Exactly. It's still important.
Versus for me, when I limit the number of weddings that I handle personally, I'm free to be a lot pickier. And I don't, take every wedding that...
Yeah. Regardless of your level, if you're multi-talent or single talent, you still want to make sure it's a right fit for the client. Because in the end game, it's about the referral. And it's about, is the client not just satisfied, but are you creating a raving fan?
And I'd say before the referral, it's about the results.
Yes, absolutely.
The reality of our business is we want to get the results to generate the referrals. Semantics, I know, but...
I just got a new topic for a new book.
Good. We have to finish the one we're working on, though. We just started the one we're working on. We've got to finish that before you start another one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor.
Certified Personality Trainer Vickie Musni.
We'll see you next time.
Have a good one.